Our story begins more than 60 years ago inside an abandoned chicken coop, where our founder discovered a retired teacher living, no home, no health care. So she said no to this injustice and yes to transforming lives. It's this drive, this compassion, that inspired AARP. Today, we empower people to choose how they live as they age. As a wise friend and fierce defender, we advocate for better health, financial security, and stronger communities. AARP, join us in making a difference.
Do we have a treat for you guys? So today we're at the warehouse where stroopwafels are created. Lancaster gets to enjoy it, and today we bring it to you. Warehouse of Jenny and Jonathan Groff. The couple has created this business where they employ former refugees, give them a source of employment, provide them with the supports and the love that it's needed to really assimilate into what is the Lancaster experience.
Our story begins with the simple stroopwafel. Stroop means syrup in Dutch. An innovative couple in Lancaster began creating stroopwafels that grew in popularity. With the help of Jenny and Jonathan Groff, the business now employs dozens of refugee women from all over the world, making 12,000 stroopwafels a year.
So Stroopies was founded by two of our friends from our house church back in 2008. And they had the idea that they could make stroopwafel cookies, which is a cinnamon waffle with a homemade caramel in the center, designed to rewarm like on your hot tea or coffee. And their idea was that they could use this Dutch product to provide meaningful employment for resettled refugees that were coming to our city of Lancaster. That was back in 2008. My husband's family, his family makes homemade chocolates. And so when our friends had this idea, we were really intrigued and we were like, could we use our candy facility, something we had in our hands, and could we use that facility to start fleshing this idea out? So 2010 to 2016, we were carpooling our refugee friends out to the candy shop, which is about maybe 15 minutes from Lancaster City. Then 2016 opened the Lancaster Sweet Shop, where we make the stroopwafels with our resettled refugee friends. And yeah, we had been fleshing this idea out. How can we use what we have in our hands, our business, to create this environment where refugees can really flourish in their new home? We have an employee care team that helps to provide holistic care to the women on our team. And yeah, the women make around 12,000 or so Stroopies from the Sweet Shop and our working center, which is about 5 blocks from here. So when we first started out, our managers that were on staff would take a break with the women on our team that were learning English and just say, okay, we're gonna just take a break. We're gonna have English together. We're gonna work at our goals. You know, if there was a woman that wanted to do a citizenship test, you know, they would work on those questions, or the permit driving test, whatever, kind of like think like one room schoolhouse. As we've grown, now we have a team of teachers. We call them our employee care team. They go between the Vine Street Working Center and here at the Sweet Shop, and they sit with the women and do English and work on their goals that they have. So, but at first, you know, right, you just kind of wear all the hats and you're just making this idea, you know, work and come to life. And then as you grow, you know, you can work at getting the teams that you need in place. But yeah, it's been really something that we've seen grow from a seed of an idea into something that's really having beautiful impact. And it started just by what we have in our hands and using that. And now we have this huge wait list of women that would like to be a part of this. And so we're again going back, praying, saying, okay, these are the things we have in our hands. How can we expand this and scale it? So that would be our dream, that we could just take this this now small idea and then scale it to have more impact. So yeah.
Both of the company's facilities have colorful maps of the world with strings attached that show by pins where the women have come from all over the world who now work for the company. They come speaking multiple languages from multiple cultures, but through assimilation and training, they now can speak English fluently in the workplace and at home. It's remarkable to see how Jenny's business has grown from the early days when she was making individual stroopwafels on demand at a stand at Lancaster Central Market. That was the product testing phase, she explained, and enabled her to show that there is a market for stroopwafels and that she could build a business that would employ dozens of former refugee women making these waffles. Nothing is wasted by this company. Even the excess trim around the waffle is packaged and sold as Stroopy crumbles and can be incorporated in delicious recipes like the Stroopy cheesecake recipe we'll show you at the end of this episode. In the back of the retail facility, more women are employed packaging the delicious stroopwafels into product bundles that can then be shipped and distributed to other retailers throughout Lancaster County and across the country. Jenny's efforts have been recognized by Time Kids because Lancaster is a welcoming city. We are known for helping refugees find employment and housing here in Lancaster, and the company that Jenny and Jonathan Groff is a major reason for that recognition. Jenny truly believes that food can rebuild lives, and her company is living proof of that. The company is certified by B Corporation because its mission is to do well by doing good, helping to rebuild lives, creating meaningful employment and training and even housing opportunities for formerly refugee women here in Lancaster City. Both of the company's workplaces are teaching and learning places as well as manufacturing and retail operations. Here in the warehouse where Emerson and I toured, you can see evidence of the teaching and learning with the alphabet letters that adorn the refrigerator doors. No moment is wasted in the teaching and learning and education of these formerly refugee women. The company's product line has grown as more women have found meaningful employment making stroopwafels, explains production manager Emerson Higley.
There are all different kinds. We have the traditional one, which kind of has that cinnamon flavor. But after they are made, there's so many different ways to use them. We have crumbles, and we also dip them in chocolate and put different toppings on. And it seems like we're making all sorts of new flavors all the time.
Right. And who creates the new flavor combinations? Do you have a chef that helps with that?
So the owners, Jenny and Jonathan, they sometimes come up with ideas, but also sometimes the women will offer up different ideas for us to try. Also just friends and customers will suggest different ideas, and we'll try it out.
I think while I was there last week, the fall flavors were being made with the cinnamon and then dipped in white chocolate.
Yeah, we have the pumpkin spice flavor. And
that's it.
Yeah.
They're very popular.
Yeah.
Awesome. So a stroopwafel for every season. What's the furthest you've shipped a stroopwafel?
That's a good question. We ship out to California. We shipped to Canada before. Hawaii, we had an order for Alaska just the other day. So, and everywhere in between there.
Awesome.
So,
Awesome.
all over.
And I imagine the way they're packaged, they ship well. They don't break when they're being shipped.
Yeah, we have to be a little careful with certain products. Like we have flowers and things, and these are a little bit more fragile. So those definitely need a good bit of bubble wrap to make sure they get there safely.
Does that packaging all happen here as well?
Yeah. Yeah, our packaging is over here.
About a year ago, the company started making its own ice cream in a wide variety of flavors, further diversifying its revenue base. And your only retail outlet for it is the sweet shop, is that correct?
Yeah. Right, yeah.
Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. All under that one machine. It's kind of amazing, isn't it? It really is.
And it's mainly just Khadija. She's usually doing it. It's her thing.
That's her thing?
Yeah.
Wow. One woman mission operation.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of them have shared just that being here has helped them in a lot of different ways. With the English classes, I think it gives them more confidence to just go about living day to day here.
Right.
And also with the English classes, the English teachers help if there's confusion with bills coming in or housing, and they help them just navigate different things like that. So I think it gives them that extra helping hand with things when life gets a little bit confusing.
An employee assistance
Yeah.
team now
Yeah,
that meets regularly with the women,
yeah.
which is so awesome. To help them with all the other facets of their lives, right?
Yeah.
Beyond just the day-to-day job.
Yeah, I think it makes a big impact for them, just having someone to come to at work and talk to, like trying to figure out that just
Right.
Yeah.
A highlight of the workday at the Stroopy company is the employee lunch that occurs when they're ready to take a break from the manufacturing. The women gather, sharing food, sharing conversations, sharing stories about their families, and building community through food. It's been a major feature why there is high employee retention at the company and why others hope to work there that are seeking resettlement in Lancaster. Okay, by now you're probably thinking, I'm never going to make a Stroop waffle at home. How can I learn to use Stroopy crumbles to make a delicious dessert? Well, you're in luck. Chef Jenny has shared with us a recipe for a Stroopy encrusted cheesecake that's made with those excess waffle pieces, which you can buy through any company that makes Stroop waffles. We begin by making the Stroopy cracker crust. With a cup and a half of Stroopy crumbles, she recommends using Stroopy pieces without caramel that can crush the pieces to make a crust. 2 tablespoons sugar, a tablespoon brown sugar, can substitute white sugar, and 7 tablespoons butter melted. The cheesecake is made using 32 ounces of cream cheese softened to room temperature, a cup of sugar, 2/3 cup sour cream, 1½ teaspoons vanilla extract, 1/8 teaspoon salt, 4 large eggs at room temperature lightly beaten. She recommends using a 9-inch springform pan and a mixing bowl, one to make the crust and one to make the cheesecake filling. Make the cheesecake in the bowl of a stand mixer or in a large bowl using a hand mixer. Add softened cream cheese and stir until smooth. Add sugar and stir again until creamy. Add sour cream, vanilla extract, and salt, and stir until well combined. With mixer on low speed, gradually add lightly beaten eggs one at a time, stirring just until each egg is just incorporated. Once all the eggs have been added, use a spatula to scrape the sides and bottom of the bowl again, and make sure all ingredients are well combined. Pour cheesecake batter into prepared springform pan. Transfer to the center rack of your oven and bake on 325 for 50 to 60 minutes or longer as needed. Edges will likely be slightly puffed and may have just begun to turn a light golden brown, and the center should spring back to the touch. Don't overbake or the texture will suffer. Remove from oven and allow to cool on top of the oven for 10 minutes. Allow the cheesecake to cool another 1 to 2 hours before transferring to refrigerator and allowing to cool overnight or at least 6 hours. Remove the ring of the springform pan just before serving, then return it to the pan to store. Enjoy! We invite you to reflect on the successful business that Jonathan and Jenny Groff have created with a dual purpose, adapting a popular Dutch syrup-laced waffle to be successful and popular here in Pennsylvania Dutch country, and creating economic opportunity and employment possibilities for women who have resettled here because they've been displaced in their home countries. Maybe, just maybe, the Groffs have figured out a solution to a growing worldwide problem. As of May of this year, the number of forcibly displaced people in the world has reached a staggering 120 million, which marks another historic increase and the 12th consecutive annual rise in the global figures for forced displacement. No wonder Jenny has a waiting list for women who would like to work at the company. We invite you to enjoy the delicious recipe that we shared with you today and to think about ways that we can all work together to find homes for these displaced people in whatever capacity, in whatever community we happen to reside. That's it for Food Without Borders, where we believe that food truly can build community. See you next time.